talking about, and people seem to believe that moving forward without, with Toriyama no longer being with us, that Torishima will be the guy to help Toyotaro with future Dragon Ball Super chapters. Because just like how he helped Toriyama with the original Dragon Ball manga for all those years in the 80s, he also helped out with Dr. Slump. Of course, Dr. Mashirito from Dr. Slump is based on Torishima. It was Toriyama's way of putting him into the story. People seem to think that that's going to be Toyotaro's new assistant, or at least editor, for the future of Dragon Ball Super. And that makes sense. That actually does make sense. Torishima has not really done that type of work in a while, and because the Dragon Ball Super manga is monthly, it might be easier for him to read 1 chapter a month and 4 chapters a month, even though the 1 chapter is bigger. So I think that makes sense. The other speculation is that this could just be Torishima and Toyotaro talking about Toriyama, talking about what Dragon Ball Super has meant to Toyotaro's life, and sort of doing a tribute to the past. That could also be what's going to be discussed. The reality is, and I always say this, and I want y'all to please listen to me when I tell you this, I would keep your expectations low for this one, only because we don't know. We do not know exactly what they're going to talk about. V-Jump magazine and Shueisha have not announced anything. The only thing they keep saying, and they've said it multiple times in the previous few months of the V-Jump magazine, has been that Dragon Ball Super's on a hiatus. They haven't said it's over. They haven't said the story has ended. Nothing. It just says hiatus. Now, I have been making videos a ton about how I want them to be upfront with us. Like, if it's over, tell us it's over. And if it's not over, can you give us a date or something? Nothing. At least not yet. It's possible, it is possible, that at this panel, they're going to announce more Dragon Ball Super with Toyotaro and Torishima. That is certainly possible. Maybe even with a date about when the manga returns. That's all possible. But I still don't want you to get your hopes up, because we've been here before in the past where things seem to be going a certain way. The planets seem to be aligning a certain type of way. People are starting to get hype, built up. Oh my goodness, is it happening? And then the announcement doesn't come. Or the announcement happens later. Or the whatever they were going to announce gets canceled. There's been a ton of times where that's happened in the past 10 years. So with this one, keep your expectations low. I will be covering on July 6th the panel. I won't be there at Japan Expo. Hopefully somebody will give us like a transcription of it, or at least give us the bullet points of what gets announced, if anything does get announced, because it could just be talk of Toriyama. However, be aware that Toyotaro rarely does these panels. Rarely. Not saying ever, but rarely. So maybe it is something big. I just don't want people to get their hopes up, and then when it doesn't happen, they get disappointed. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Anyways, man, so yeah, Toyotaro set to speak at Japan Expo July 6th with Torishima about Dragon Ball Super. So it is going to be a Dragon Ball Super manga panel. Could this be it? We'll find out in a few weeks. Take care of yourself. I'll see you guys real soon. And make sure you have all notifications turned on for the news here on the channel. Take care.
Well, with it being on the 6th, they still might be able to start back dropping on the 20th.
What if Gohan trained with Beerus? Imagine this. Gohan, the once reluctant warrior, finally embraces his full potential by training with none other than Beerus, the god of destruction. Thanks to Goku and Vegeta, Gohan could make his way to Beerus' planet, joining his father and Vegeta in the ultimate training ground to unlock the true depths of his beast form. This could reignite Gohan's passion for fighting, pushing him to train like never before. Beerus would be the perfect mentor for Gohan. Why?